us assurance that God will look down and give us His blessing for effort to crown. Let all be united to build by His grace a nobler Jamaica, a loftier race. Land of my birth, I pledge to thee, loyal and faithful, true to thee.
Isaiah 60:22. When the time is right, the Lord will make it happen. Trust God.
Eternal and sovereign God, we come before you today. The God of righteousness, the God of justice, the God of peace, we come today, oh God, in no other name but the name of Jesus Christ. We come, Lord, putting our Jamaica land we love in your hands. Almighty God, it is your word that says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then and only then you will hear from heaven and heal our land. And Almighty God, without a vision, the people perish. And so today, Lord, we come because Jamaica is weighed down under the weight of corruption. We're polluted, oh God, by cronyism and nepotism. But today, Lord, we come in your name and we say, Lord, rise up leaders like Moses who led the people out of bondage. Rise up leaders like Nehemiah who had a clean hands and clean heart. We pray, God, that you will rescue Jamaica and sound the trumpet in Zion. Sound the alarm, oh God, that Jamaica will understand that you, oh God, cares for the people of this country. And so, Lord, we come against every badmanism. We come against every plans of the enemy. And like David said in the wilderness, you come with spear and javelin. Come in the name of the Lord God of hosts, the army of Israel. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Hallelujah.
Ocean, I drifted one day. Oh, I'm a granny grown, sorry. The storm cloud were raging, and I soon lost my way. But out of the darkness, a voice said to me, I am safe with the pilot who must save the sea. He promised the pilot my ship safely through. Hallelujah. Church, I know how can I doubt him when his promise they are true. When from every great storm, here's an army for me. Everybody understand? I am safe with the pilot who must save the sea. Church, I am safe. Oh, push with the pilot. Brother, who must save the sea. You see, he promised the pilot.
Psalms 23 verse 5. Don't prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. God not gonna make you win in front of the wall of them.
And where they come from, send it back, send it back. Every evil arrow, anywhere he come from, send it, send it, send it back. If a China, if a Jamaica, if a Haiti, where he come from, we send it back. Turn, reverse the curse, reverse the curse, reverse the order, reverse the curse, reverse the order. Somebody say, reverse the curse, yeah. Reverse the order. Somebody reverse the curse.
Aye, wanna deal with big up on yourself, you know. Big up on yourself, man. Where the blood and fire comrade them there? Where is the blood and fire comrade? Big up on yourself. My wipe off the sweat and come back. Sane? But I feel like I want to start tonight because I want to hold up on something off and unload. Drop it like it hot. See me, David? So I was going to jump on just like and share it for me. Because we just talk. And just start the things them. So I'm going to start off with Ian Hales. I want to listen to this. Where am I?
Why would we take up 150?
Hold on.
Western Westmoreland, good morning. So a lot of you have been calling me and asking me, why would we take up 150 million US dollars of taxpayer money in Jamaica and lend to a foreign company? Because JPS is a foreign company. The government only owns 20% of JPS. So I'm going to break it down to you I'm going to try and break it down where the regular man on the street can understand it. So JPS had a license, but they have 2-year leave on the license. The government wrote to JPS and basically tell JPS, well, we're going to renegotiate at some point down the road. We're going to sit down again at the table because you only have 2-year leave on your lease. What happened? Hurricane Melissa came. So JPS said it's around 500 million US dollars to fix back all of the broken lines in the country, for fix up back everything so you can have electricity. It's going to take 500 million US dollars. So JPS wanted to renegotiate, get the negotiations done, and then go out and borrow the money on them own from private bank or from private people. JPS wanted to do that, you know. They wanted to extend the lease, to get some more years on the lease, for go out and go borrow the money on them own, because the lease could make them get the money to borrow. You, the taxpayers of this country, wouldn't have to pay no money or lend JPS 150 million US dollars. You wouldn't have to do that. The government said, no, we're not doing it, so. We're going to give loan JPS the $150 million for start fixing up the line. Now, Minister Vaz said, you know what, it is $350 million to ensure that you can get electricity between December and January. $350 million US dollars. Anything you hear me say is US dollars I'm talking about. So what has happened? The government take $150 million, United States dollars, from the consolidated fund where everybody pay their tax in, and lend it to the JPS to fix up the lines. Now look, I am of the view that you fix the house first. You give poor people them house first and you help fix up the country first. Make sure you have a roof over your head first. Not to give you electricity first, but make sure you have a roof over your head first.
I agree with that.
So the majority of citizens in Westmoreland, in St. Elizabeth, in parts of St. James and in parts of Hanover, that you don't have a roof.
And the thing about this, Ian, is the government take all of the hurricane money, the cat ban, give to JPS. So the people them tax money pay for this cat ban. And when the cat ban money release, a private sector a benefit funny. So we not pay tax for, we not contribute to the government. Because remember we not pay tax. And the government think it hard for spend back on tax money per uno. Them prefer take it and give one private company, a Japanese company, Korean company, with them not have no problem to get money. But the government see it fit to take full no taxpayer money, because full no taxpayer money pay for this thing, you know. A taxpayer money pay for this thing, you know. And when me hear the labor right, them come out and attack, I said they are really foolish set of people. They didn't even put themselves in this situation. I say, then if this happen to, then so they not deal with it too. Eh? The labor right them is so fucking full. They say, yo, then disgust me. Anyway, here's some more ears I say.
What the minister is saying is, we will give you the electricity, and then we as the government go and deal with the roof thing. Me personally, I would want to see the citizens of Western Westmoreland roof be dealt with first.
Of course.
Christmas is 4 weeks away. Put them in the house first. Put them in a house first. Help them repair first. Help them ensure that they get a roof over their head first.
And as me I said, the people them can invest in a solar. And them the generator, who have generator, use generator. Who buy solar, just buy solar. But this cat ban money for spend and fix up at the people them place. The government them come together and want to release a whole of this money to JPS. I said it better the people them have light. Nothing is more important than light.
And then ultimately, while we are putting on the roofs on top of the homes across the country or doing repair, negotiate with JPS while they're fixing now. Negotiate with JPS.
Also,
put the terms in which we as a country, because I'm upset with JPS at times, but look, new leadership at JPS now giving us a different kind of service. So ensure that you negotiate now and say to JPS, this is what we want as a country, this is what we don't want to see ever again. Renegotiate. Make JPS go borrow the money. Where the next $200 million US going to come from to give JPS? From the consolidated, from the poor people money again? What we should have done is negotiated with JPS.
The government has sacrificed the people them for a private company. Remember, I said poor people them pay this tax in order to pay this money, you know, so they can get this money, you know. Taxpayer money, you know. Pay this money, pay that so they can get a cat ban, you know. And the government decides that they now make the people that benefit from them own a taxpayer money. The government. Them prefer give a private company, but them only have 20% in this company. 2019. And then decides to take the whole of the cat ban money and give to JPS. But don't argue with that blood clot.
Sit down at the table. Ensure that they can go out and borrow the money from private banks. So in case anything happens, it's not the poor people of this country leave hole in the bag. That's number one. And the second thing we should have done is ensure that after almost 5 weeks now, and most areas still no assessment have been done as yet.
None at all.
To ensure that the assessment, the people, let me break it down to you. The governments and the people them to come look by your house to ensure that they can fix the house while giving you the electricity at the same time. I don't know how this going to work out. I don't know how it's going to end. But we all are in this together. Your $150 million US gone already from the little taxes that you pay.
I tell you.
Let's just see.
The tax money where you pay, the Jamaican people, like this Jamaican people never benefit nothing from it. This government system is a blood clot scam. This system is a scam. This whole blood clot company is a fucking scam. The people them sweat and tears. They not benefit a fucking thing from it. They prefer to take the people them sweat and tear, get a private rich blood clot private company. The taxpayer Jamaica. The cat ban afford the blood clot money. And the government decides that they prefer get a private company where they only have 19% share in this blood clot company. You know, taxpayer money. And you have some labor right. I mean, all dirty so-called Vegas. I talk about the PNP them not forget no money to spend. It's not about PNP getting money to spend. It's about doing the right thing with the money. So if they do that, do the right thing with the money and not get PNP to spend, I mean, I have no problem with that so long as they do the right thing with the money. So Vegas go suck out, tell what you thinking, mama, and go away.
How this one end. But those are my views, and those are the views that I will share this morning with my constituency. Western Westmoreland. Now, when you go to court or you go singer for the hire purchase, you know the interest rate. You know what court's going to charge you for that mattress, or you know what singer going to charge you for that furniture set. You know. We don't know what the interest rates are and what the terms are in terms of JPS getting this 150 million US dollars.
This money, the government, Andrew and him friend them are planning to thief this money through JPS. Andrew and him friend them are planning to thief. Remember, we don't know Andrew is a thief. And like we are just some allegation against Andrew. We don't know say him a thief. So I don't know if or but say him a thief. We know say Andrew is a fucking thief. So when I guess and spell. See? And at JPS them I use to thief this fucking money. Believe.
From you, the taxpayer, the poor people of this country. We don't know the terms yet. But if you go to courts today, or you go to singer, you know what the rates are. Look, we want all of the town centers and every single Jamaican to get electricity. We want everybody to get it. We want to ensure so you can go pick up your...
Carry the blood clot generator or give people in the town center. And use the cat band fix up a rural part to get mashed up. Only send in a tornado to go mash up. Make these business people go buy a big generator for run them business. For right now. Because it's a disaster. And the people them come first. The taxpayer come first. So all of these big companies will depend on JPS power. You not go buy a bomber clot big generator running a business. It is not the end of the world. You not go buy a generator running a business, but the cat ban for fix back the people them house, fix the road, and make sure the people them get back clean, nice water for drink. What you talk about?
You look at money where you come a Western Union, you can pay your bill, you can have electricity, you can have all of that stuff. But what is electricity if you don't have a roof? Rain a fall at Westmoreland every single day. What is electricity if you don't have a roof? What is electricity if you don't have water for drink? I would have thought that the government would have taken this 150 million US dollars.
And the thing about Ian Hills, them want to blame this leptospirosis we are growing. Want to blame rat. Like them think we are blood clot idiot. Are the dead animal, I hope a dead animal and feces and dead human when are the blood clot water. You don't want to blame it for rat. You don't want to blame it for no rat, you know. Because any rat will cause a problem almost Andrew and Christopher Tufton. Any blood clot rat I give them leptospirosis, or Christopher Tufton or Andrew Warnes, or the fucking rat. I give them leptospirosis in the affected place in Jamaica.
And let me tell you something about this 150 million US dollars. For everybody that lose a roof in St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, St. James, Trelawney, for everybody that Hanover that have lost a roof, this could have give you a brand new roof and even give you a kitchen. And let me just also say again, look, When you take 150 million US dollars from the consolidated fund, every money where we collect in taxes in this country, it is less that we go and get in terms of service for poor people, in terms of ensuring that we can fix up the country. All of this, you know. All I'm saying is, we should have renegotiated the lease. We should have renegotiated the license with JPS and ensure that JPS can go borrow the money from private people, from private bank. That's what we should have done. And I just look, it's not bad mind, it's not grudgeful. I've not.
Every lease a little thing them come with bad mind here and heels. But you see, because of Andrew and his friend them, good Darrell Vaz could have be one of the shareholders in the JPS. The whole of them could have be local man, them have shares in a day. So them have plan for thief, the bomb, buckler, money, that them have plan for do.
Nothing to do with that. But ask yourselves the questions that I've been asking. Should we have lent JPS 150 million US dollars of your tax money, or negotiate the lease with JPS while they're fixing up the country, if you go borrow the money upon their own? Why if JPS not pay back the money? Why if the foreign company, which is JPS, because government only own 20%, as I said, why if them not pay back the money? Where the 200 million US dollars going to come from? To finish up the...
But Kevin Simic, they tell them, so there will be no JPS. Kevin Simic, they tell them, you know. So Andrew, they must set up a stage. The JPS have to just run, we left the people them in the darkness. Then Andrew will say, I'll come with a beautiful solution. And you know what is the solution? The nuclear power plant to kill off the blood clot people them. One day from the year I say, then sign off on it, you know. The nuclear power plant, you know. But the people they must never make that thing construct in Jamaica. No nuclear power plant. A full island, you know. And we're not gonna make no local guy because of money. He might make some guy when I live on the island. Put one time bomb. We will live amongst a fucking time bomb. A nuclear power plant is a fucking time bomb. We can make turn a hole on in the blood clot lead. And make Jamaica become desolate. Make the land become barren. Make people can't go there for years.
$350 million to ensure everybody have electricity. Where it all come from? Where? Who go and find it? And if them can't find it, who go and get electricity and who not go get? You don't see the problem now, right? You see the problem.
So, with Prime Minister Mark Golding come out and say something. And I asked the thief in Bridge in 56 Cumberland Road, the thief in Post, which parish in plan for sacrifice? And as Canto Isaac, context matter. Because one parish, some people somewhere gonna get sacrificed. I'm gonna play this video. Our Prime Minister, I wanna tell more nothing from this.
Yesterday in the House of Representatives, Minister Darrell Vaz told us that JPS needs $350 million US dollars to restore the electricity grid so that people can get electricity. He said that the government is going to take $150 million US and lend it to JPS. I asked him, so what about the other $200 million US? Are we going to ensure there's a plan that puts that money in place before we risk our 150 so that the full 350
tell them for do some research on pause this.
Is available.
I want to hear what I say. I tell them for do some research on nuclear power plant disaster. It's dead. One time we did play it on my channel and I get some problem. But it dead. Just go look for nuclear power plant disaster and I will see the thing and I will see it. Some people have to move out from, and we see it, some place we left for ghost town a turn. Just building and tree grow in a place. Ghost town, the people them can't go back there go live. Because the place poison. And at this, I had an idea. When time we have the sunshine for welcome solar. Them a talk about clean energy. Why we not looking into solar? We on China link. Why we not make China develop some solar we can run, like put it in the whole of the parish them, a solar power plant for run each parish and employ people to maintain it. Just like we have the JPS record. Why the government not think like that? Invest in a solar. Why them not think about nuclear power plant? Because they want to get all of the native off of the land. Leaching and Andrew want to sign off on it or something like that. Huh? Solar and wind. Hold on. Solar and wind. And wind power. And we can use water. We have a lot of fall. Even though the Chinese them a divert the water and some of the fall them a mash up. But we have so many different, if they matter about clean energy, why them all think about solar? We don't see the destruction of solar in a different people country. Why would I want to take up a destruction go put in our country? Because some guy feel like it for the day. What I'm telling you, man, listen what Prime Minister say.
Yesterday in the House of Representatives, Minister Darrell Vaz told us that JPS needs $350 billion to restore the electricity grid so that people can get electricity. He said that the government is going to take $150 million and lend it to JPS. I asked him, so what about the other $200 million? Are we going to ensure there's a plan that puts that money in place before we risk our 150 so that the full 350 that he said is the amount required is available to JPS? At that point, he went on a tirade, calling people bad mind, heartless, and all kind of foolishness. It was a simple question, it was a logical question, and it's a question they need to answer. Because we need the grid fixed, we need it fixed as quickly as possible. It's going to cost $350 million to do it, only $150 million is on the table. What's the government's solution for that gap? Simple. And Minister Vaz, I have one more question. If it's $350 million to restore electricity, and you're willing to lend them $150 million without knowing where the other $200 million is coming from, which section of Jamaica are you willing to sacrifice by proceeding without sufficient money to fix the problem? So if only part of Jamaica is going to get fixed, which parts are not going to get fixed? Because we only have $150 million and not the $350 that it will take to do the job.
I plan to sacrifice Westmoreland. But what's wrong going now? If and the government take up JPS problem on their head now to fix it. They look like the government can own JPS then. Because if them own JPS and when something wrong, and them take our money to fix the problem. Why them not own JPS then? Why the government of Jamaica not own JPS then? Because them operate like them own JPS. Eh? Why the government not own JPS then? Since as them think like they can take up the taxpayer money and bail out JPS. Why them not own JPS? Obviously the man them own JPS, they not do nothing with their money. Because them have the whole of the money, them take out the money and can't go somewhere else. The money not stay in Jamaica. The money not stay in Jamaica, you know. Japanese and Korean. The money not stay in Jamaica. And the government are going to take up our taxpayer money and bail out JPS crisis. Why the government don't own JPS then? That is why I said this government thing is a scam. I don't subscribe to this government thing anymore. Because Mr. said it's a scam. The people them pay, the taxpayer them at Jamaica pay for this cat ban. And then now benefit from it. A JPS a benefit from the way Japanese and Korean man own the most shares a night. Jamaica only own 19.4 shares a night. See? And Jamaica, the government of Jamaica, are going to take up this a problem upon their head. And they're not free like JPS are give Jamaican people. NWC are one of the biggest customers for JPS. NWC are one of the biggest customers for JPS. Saying? And our taxpayer money now, I forgot to bail out JPS. When them can go look money for borrow for do them business. Because business them are do. Why do the poor people now have a sacrifice for JPS up and running? They already sacrificed the blood clot people them with this blood clot tornado. And the people them are going to sacrifice again And I want chapel and I want sheet of zinc. Right now, some people still dead in their house. Government not reach to them. I'm going to play something. Right there. Listen this.
Jamaica became the first small country in the world, right, to issue independently something that is known as a catastrophe bond. We're a small country that is susceptible, vulnerable to natural disaster shocks, i.e., hurricane, tropical cyclone, etc. That if it occurs, can put the government out because it, lots of expenses.
Yeah.
Now, because we work so hard on rehabilitating our economy, and I want to give you an example of how my real practical experience that really, let me give it. Back in 2016, when Jamaica was about to, allow me this detour, when Jamaica was about to prematurely terminate the agreement with the IMF, it was called an extended fund facility, and enter into a new agreement called a precautionary standby arrangement. And we're moving from the extended fund facility was 980 million, and the new one was 1.6 billion dollars. It was a big deal. Nobody was expecting it, and that's what made it even a bigger deal. Right? The big bosses from the IMF coming down for the announcement, and a little storm began to develop in the Eastern Caribbean. I forget the name of it. Was it Matthew? I'm not sure. I can't remember. This is 2016. And this is Jamaica here. And everybody's tracking the storm, the hurricane, and it's doing this. And it is the closest direct hit that Jamaica has had in 30 years. Closest to a direct hit. And we were all convinced that this hurricane was going to hit Jamaica directly. Right? As a result, people from the fund, they packed up, headquarters called them back, left Jamaica. The big announcement was not going to happen. And in that moment, I was not Minister of Finance then. I was Ambassador of Economic Affairs, and I was responsible for the relationship with the multilaterals. And I negotiated this program, this $1.6 billion program, right? And then it became abundantly clear to me. My God, if this thing had hit, we started to calculate that what we were negotiating couldn't help us. Yeah? And it became abundantly, and it just calculating what the reversal would have been. All the progress made by the previous administration would have gone out the window. And it became very clear to me. And I said, look, if I get the...
Yeah, what I'm saying? All the progress were made by the People's National Party would have gone through the window. So him think it for use the taxpayer money for do the scat ban for save the progress of the People's National Party. That's basically what I'm saying.
Chance, I will never leave Jamaica exposed to the effect of natural disaster again in terms of fiscal exposure, because I came face to face with the possibility of what that would mean. Meaning that in that over that period, I'm having discussions with IMF about how we would have to upsize what we were about to announce.
Yeah, it's almost like you have to think measures, countermeasures, counter
exactly. Yeah. In the end, thank God, praise God, the hurricane did this, and it went up and hit Haiti. Unfortunately, 800 people died in Haiti. Wow. And that was a hurricane that went all the way to New Jersey and reduced New Jersey to being like a developing country. I think we can all remember that. Yeah. So what we decided to put in place a multi-layered strategy of financial instruments that delivers resources in the event of a natural disaster.
And with all of this, you do, my brother, with the taxpayer money, to secure the scat ban, bomb buckler, thieving, Andrew Holness, and killer Vals, take up the whole of the bomb buckler money, say them are going to bail out one private company where Jamaican people are paid light bill to. Them are rob the people them left, right and center. Whereas the people them have estimate bill. The people them will have couple room, then house look at 2 floor, then give them estimate bill and rob them. And you tell me say JPS not have no money for bail out themselves. and they have so much connection can go borrow money, why the government want use the money? Why they not allow JPS? Why they not extend them thing under certain circumstances so they can go borrow the money and sort out them thing? Extend them license under certain circumstances. Extend them license under certain circumstances. I don't have the anger. And merging the solar power with the JPS. If people want to sell back power to the grid or they don't want to have it for themselves, they have it for themselves. Change the license, just extend the license and make them go borrow their money and use the cat band money and set back the place. You can extend the license under certain circumstances. Anyway, we'll move on. Don't know Rasta. Listen to this.
Better known as JPS, has been the undisputed gatekeeper of electricity in Jamaica. Whether you live in Kingston, Mandeville, or Montego Bay, JPS is the company behind your power bill, month after month, year after year. But on July 1st, 2025, everything changed. Energy Minister Darrell Vaz dropped a bombshell. The government will not renew JPS's exclusive license when it expires in July 2027.
I wrote the Jamaica Public Service Company and gave formal notice of the government's intention upon expiration of the current all-island license not to renew under existing terms.
After decades of dominance, the JPS monopoly might finally be facing its reckoning. Some see this as a long overdue revolution. Others see chaos ahead. Either way, the end of an era is near, and the story of how we got here is one Jamaicans need to understand. This video dives deep into how JPS rose to power, how they maintain their grip on Jamaica's energy sector for generations, and why that grip may now be slipping. This isn't just a corporate story. It's a tale of colonial legacy, foreign ownership, political decisions, and the struggle of everyday Jamaicans to afford one of life's most basic needs, electricity. The early years, a colonial seed is planted. Electricity first came to Jamaica in 1892, astonishingly early for a Caribbean colony. Just over a decade after Thomas Edison's electric light debuted in New York, parts of Kingston flickered to life. But back then, power was provided by a mix of small, disconnected systems, mostly run by municipalities or private businessmen serving urban centers. By the early 20th century, private capital stepped in to modernize the grid. In 1923, the Jamaica Public Service Company was formed, backed by British and Canadian investors. Its mission was simple: consolidate and expand electrical service across the island. Over the next few decades, JPS gained traction, not just by improving infrastructure, but by negotiating exclusive rights to supply electricity in many parishes. In 1945, just as the winds of decolonization were beginning to stir, the colonial government gave JPS an all-island franchise. That law made JPS the sole legal provider of electricity generation and distribution across Jamaica. It was a classic colonial-era concession, granting a private monopoly in exchange for national service. It also set the stage for the monopolistic power structure that still affects Jamaicans today. Post-independence, a nation, a company, a dream. After independence in 1962, the Jamaican government moved to take greater control of critical infrastructure. JPS, seen as too strategic to remain fully in foreign hands, was nationalized over time. By the late 1970s, the Jamaican government owned 100% of the company. This move was seen as patriotic and pragmatic. In a time of global oil shocks and economic upheaval, controlling electricity was about sovereignty. Yet, the nationalized JPS struggled. Outdated infrastructure, rising demand, and global fuel prices overwhelmed the system. Blackouts became common. Losses piled.
With this isle we have here now, since as the government want to use so much money in a JPS, with this isle fine we have here now, the government, Jamaica, for own back JPS then. Because we don't have to buy oil for nobody, we have our own oil for manage JPS. So light bill can get cheaper. So some of the burden can come off our people them. With this oil fine, the government should not a signal say them are going to plan to take over JPS back. Them are talk about different investor. When time we have so much blood clot oil. So Jamaica, we don't want Jamaica to have so much oil, so much billion barrel of oil. And private man own JPS. And owner and them make money off our people and keep the people them down in the slums that way. Can't work. We'll continue.
The government, dealing with IMF pressure and budget crises, began looking for a way out. And so came the great shift, privatization. In 2001, under a broader wave of neoliberal reforms, the Jamaican government sold 80% of JPS to Morant Corporation, an Atlanta-based U.S. energy firm. The aim? Inject foreign capital, improve efficiency, and modernize Jamaica's energy sector. But many didn't realize that they were also handing over Jamaica's energy future to a foreign entity, with a license that was nearly impossible to challenge. The monopoly years, foreign ownership, local frustration. The 2001 license granted to JPS gave the company a legally protected monopoly on transmission and distribution for 20 years, later extended to 2027. No other company could sell electricity to the public without JPS's approval. It was more than a contract. It was a legal fortress. Meanwhile, JPS changed hands multiple times. From Morant to Marubeni of Japan, and later, to Korea East-West Power. Today, JPS is owned 40% by Marubeni, 40% by Korea East-West Power, and 19.9% by the government of Jamaica, with the remainder in tiny local shares. The system that started as a nationalist project now served foreign shareholders, not local citizens. JPS has not just been surviving, it's been thriving. In 2023, JPS reported a net profit of $68 million, up from $54 million in 2022 and $42 million in 2021. Revenues exceeded $1.16 billion. These profits are not staying in Jamaica. Dividends are paid out to the foreign stakeholders, Japan and Korea, with the Jamaican government receiving a smaller slice of the pie. In 2018, for example, $10 million in dividends was paid out, for $1 million each to Marubeni and KEPCO, and just $2 million to the Jamaican government. That's money Jamaicans paid on their light bills, funneled mostly overseas. While a portion...
I gotta tell me now, so these bumbuckler dog shit want to take up our tax, me pay money now, to bail out JPS. When I hear how the money go, when I hear how JPS money go, and you have labor rights, silicon tax and shit out of them mouth. I don't know which part of my people are coming from about in a real life, you know. I don't want to have nothing to do with no labor right, you know. I just despite labor right because they make the whole of Jamaican people look bad. And I know the whole of we are fucking idiot. Saying there's no way a group of people feel support them a fuckery. You have to be a fucking idiot. So all gay guys, you have to be a fucking madman. When you catch a woman pan in head, pan in bed in turn idiot. From Pastor Jennings throw him out in church in turn fucking idiot. From Pastor Jennings usher him out in turn fucking dopey. He's a last fucking soul. Like a rolling stone or get a no mass. A true labor right them and they said pussy hole like him. That is why I see inch up around them. But from Pastor Jennings, usher him out, usher. Remember, you know, for somebody get usher out of one church, you know, that means say you come like you want somebody who torment and you get like you're an outcast. Like I want blood clot outcast. When you see people, alright, when you see people get moved up out of public space and get pushed out of church, where is a public house for the public, I want a house we create for the public, and them have to put it out of it. You need to go do a self-check. You need to go do a self-check. You're a tormented soul. So would you even listen to them? Because in my campaign for Jamaican people suffer because through Jamaican, remember you know, Jamaican people say Bunty. Bunty they don't call him Gega, saying. And Jamaican people then not done Then we listen to him singing about they not rate him. And you know Jamaican people not rate him. This is a film we have to pay back. Like him a belly for Jamaican people. And he finds some set of pussy hole now where I care belly for Jamaican people too. So enjoy with them. Because remember, you know, no fans in Jamaica, really and truly, you know. If you have two fans, you know, no fans in Jamaica, say people will listen to music, but you know, no fans. I found Bounty Killer say him in low, you know. People just done with him. That is why he hate Bounty so. Because nobody in Jamaica can rate him. Anyway, listen, JPS make so much blood clot money and can't finance them when a problem. But they must know about this tornado, you know. They must get some heads up, though. They have to get some heads up about this tornado where I come. Because them brethren know about it.
Benefits local investors and pension schemes. The vast majority of profit leaves the island. For a population struggling to afford electricity, this model has become increasingly hard to justify. The people pushed back, outrage, petitions, blackouts. Over the years, protests flared. From angry town hall meetings in Clarendon to legal battles in Kingston, Jamaicans voiced their rage. In 2012, hundreds marched on JPS's headquarters, demanding an end to estimated bills and oppressive reconnection fees. A 2021 petition calling for the end of JPS's monopoly gained tens of thousands of signatures. Social media made it worse for JPS. Every outage went viral. Every high bill became a meme. The distrust deepened. JPS, for its part, launched PR campaigns, promised upgrades, and partnered with small solar projects. But the structure didn't change. The monopoly remained. Then came the energy crisis of 2022 to 2024. Global oil prices spiked, and JPS passed the cost to consumers. Bills hit record highs. Even middle-class families struggled to keep their lights on. Talk of reform turned into talk of revolution. Pressure mounted on the government to act, and fast. The 2025 decision. A reckoning begins. On July 1st, 2025, Energy Minister Darrell Vaz made the announcement. The government would not renew JPS's license under the existing terms. For the first time in decades, Jamaica was considering alternatives. Citing Condition 27 of the license, Vaz said the government will open up a new round of consultations and possibly put the contract out to tender. That means new companies, local or foreign, could apply to run Jamaica's electricity grid, either in partnership with JPS or as full replacements. Minister Fayval Williams said the goal is to create a new licensing model that's more consumer-friendly, more transparent, and more aligned with Jamaica's clean energy goals. No more blank check monopolies. No more one-sided deals. The future. Can Jamaica break free? The big question now is, what comes next? And will JPS reinvent their contract? Or will the government invite competition, perhaps from renewable energy providers, Caribbean investors, or even diaspora-led cooperatives? Some worry about political interference. Others worry about reliability during the transition. But most Jamaicans seem ready for change. The conversation is no longer about whether JPS should continue, but under what conditions. If done right, this could be Jamaica's greatest energy reform since independence, bringing in cheaper power, cleaner sources, and more public accountability. If done wrong, it could lead to lawsuits, blackouts, and chaos. Who holds the switch? JPS didn't just supply electricity, it held power. Political power, economic power, emotional power, and now that power is being challenged. For the average Jamaican, this moment isn't about energy contracts or legal clauses. It's about dignity, justice, and the right to affordable light. The story of JPS is the story of Jamaica, our colonial roots, our economic struggles, and our ongoing fight to control our own destiny. The lights are still on for now, but what happens after 2027 depends on who holds the switch.
This is very deep. JPS make much money and the people them have to stand the cost. I want to hear what Senator Brown have to say in the parliament. Listen to this.
Welcome the veteran.
Not major either, not major either. President, I have a couple of questions for the minister.
And first one I want to ask, is the minister aware that between 1990 and 2022 that Jamaica suffered 24 major cyclonic impact, and therefore Melissa is just but one, much more serious, but one of many disasters. Second question is, I note on page 8, I note, you don't have to trust that, don't pay too much attention to what you say. Page 8 of the statement, the minister indicates that the Prime Minister had said that they're going to resume, engage in borrowing. But you also use a very interesting term, and I'm wondering if this is a code, Minister. You said, as a result of the numbers before us, we must be open to other financing options. Is this a code for more taxes, which goes contrary to the mantra of the government thus far of no new taxes? I don't want to hear it. I'm asking whether that is so and whether this is a code for that.
Senator Brown, just stick to the script, please. Don't get distracted.
No script.
Don't get distracted.
The third question is, Minister, I listened to your speech, and in that speech you updated the numbers from Digicel. But what I didn't hear from you, and I'm asking the reason for not hearing about leptospirosis and the fact that your colleague, Minister Tufton, today declared that Jamaica is facing a leptospirosis crisis, which is consistent with what Dr. Alfred Dawes had said earlier would happen, but he was attacked on the basis that he had ulterior motive, when in fact what was at play was the real doctor versus the doctorate. So it may be pedestrian. So leptospirosis was omitted. And I raise that because there is a way in which the speech comes across as all is well and downplay the danger which could lead to death and more fatality of leptospirosis. Then two other questions, Minister. I note in your speech, in your presentation, in one paragraph, one single entertainer was mentioned 3 times. One of the criticism, and you think you're aware of this, Minister, and that's the question, you're aware, one of the criticism is that the government has not been inclusive enough in its approach to disaster relief and response to Melissa. Could you explain to us, Minister, why the names, while you have Ramich Major here, the name Buju Banton, Vibes Cartel, Spice, Shaggy, and the others were left out? And are you not concerned that the message that is being sent is that those who support the government get mentioned, but those who may in any way be critical of the administration of the hurricane relief are ignored? And then the final question.
Listen to the final question.
You don't want to go there. You don't want to go there because I will focus on that, you know. I'll focus on that. So too, well, let me leave it because you're really a waste. You're a waster. But this brings me to the final question, Minister. Now maybe I should add another question.
Senator Brown, just don't be distracted.
I'm going to add another
just do what you
question.
have to do, please.
In light of their turn, is the minister, could the minister explain to us why the real survivors and the real heroes who saved life during the passage of the hurricane are not the ones getting photo ops that the ministers are taking for themselves? And the final question. And the final question. And the final question is, can the minister confirm that the Japanese government and people donate
Listen to this, listen to this.
Well, I'll give them time to speak. Good.
Listen to this.
Can the minister confirm that the people and government of Japan has donated to Jamaica's hurricane relief 1,400 sleeping bags and 300 tents, and in light of so many Jamaicans left without shelter, sleeping in the open elements, could the minister indicate to us, if this gift was given to us, what has become of the 1,400 sleeping bags and the 300 tents? Where are they? How have they been distributed? And above all, why haven't we seen any photo apps?
Ask them again, my viewers and subscribers, when you see they can get so much sleeping bag, so much tent, and the government think it hard to give the people them, that we show us say the government is an accomplice in the people them who create this tornado to destroy the place. The government is accomplice. That is why they don't have no heart to give the people them the sleeping bag and the tent them, because them is accomplice. They know about this. So you know care. They know each not even one Jamaican get a sleep, one of them sleeping bag. Not even one Jamaican get this one of these tent. Because the government is accomplice with whosoever want to come create them new city, smart city. Them like them sign a contract for test out harp in Jamaica. Just like what them do in the rest of the place them. But listen, more want to listen, Senator Brown question. When I go hear the nasty Muppet girl, you're going to hear fear respond. Listen.
These with people living or sleeping in these bags and living in the tent instead of facing the rain and the elements at night. And this affects babies, pregnant mother, elderly. What has become of those donations from the Japanese?
Thank you very much, Minister. Thank you very much, Senator Brown. Minister, you want to respond to...
Listen to this, listen to this.
There were lots of questions, and I'm going to go through them. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for the questions. The first one I heard, I'm going to do the general ones and then education. I had just split them in two as I was writing them down. I'm going to start with the general statement and then the education specific ones. All right. Why weren't supplies moved across the island? That's a very interesting question and a very strange one, because we had noted before the hurricane that the Ministry of Labor and Social Security had pre-positioned supplies across the country. So we had supplies that were in every single parish. In addition to that, each parish office under the MLSS had activated their line of credit for $2 million each for the purchase of
This blood clot girl, this Jezebel girl, this is a PR, you know? This mad bumbo clot, Andrew Wallace shit in a plate girl, this mad girl. This is a PR stunt, you know? Because I be a PR she and Andrew do, you know? And Darrell Vaz and Desmond, you know? But me tell them, say I'm Melissa. I saw Andrew Wallace girl name. Me tell them, say I'm Melissa, I make them have to go run out of the parliament there. Melissa, I make them have to go run out of the parliament. So I look at shit a bush labor right a chat. And you can't stay there because you come like a lamb to the slaughter, you know. You don't make much, you know. You just a casual blood clot casualty. Here? Listen.
Food. So we had prepositioned supplies across the country. In terms of the NWA also, the NWA had reached out to all of our developers and asked, are you willing to give your equipment to the rapid clearing of roads after the hurricane? So that was preemptively done. And several of them had actually indicated that they would do so. And so as soon as the hurricane passed.
Just like when Diane Jackson asked her the question them, and she had chat be a fuckery. And this she come in at the parliament and chat. Look at this a boy side and it's a suck cock one side of him. See? Where she attack right now, no have nothing to do with the Senator Brown ask, you know. What she say, no have nothing to do with what Senator Brown asked. You know, go and listen.
We took them up on their offer and we started to deploy them across the affected areas. And remember, and you were correct in the statement that the hurricane kind of almost stalked us for a long time. And it kept shifting its position. And I remember that we were praying and it was going west. We were praying.
You hear them a blood clot fuckery with this mad shit in a plate girl I come talk about. Eh? When I hear because I lie, you see because I lie them I tell. That is why I know the first meal she come, even one time Diane Jackson asked her a couple of weeks back. Saying some question. I see him so she talk about then the dead and them a pray and them a say you know go come and take a shift. And this would be rubbish when she talk when I know to do this the Senator Brown asked her, you know. Senator Brown, blood clot that mad girl. Senator Brown asked you say, with all of the donation from the Japanese government, the sleeping bag and the tent them, how you know see you do no PR blood clot picture and video with them? And that Senator Brown say, how you come talk about your prayer? Keep your dirty blood clot. Pray for Andrew. And pray for yourself. Mad girl, pray for yourself. Because you are living in an illusion, you're sick. Pray for yourself. Keep a dirty prayer to yourself.
That it would continue to go west and not come to Jamaica. Remember in the beginning we were talking about Port Royal, we were talking about Kingston being affected, we were talking about Portmore, and then it kept shifting to the west. So the trajectory kept.
What this have to do with what Senator Brown asked her? Talk God Almighty truth. But done with her, yeah. I want to hear. A matter of fact, you see, the World Bank, some representative of the World Bank, this lady, I don't remember her name, come out and talk, say how Andrew Wallace respond to the Hurricane Melissa relief was one of the best, something she never see before. This woman had, I don't know if she got orange jail and then give her one spliff. I don't know if Andrew wants to give her one spliff for the one from Canada who are trying to use them in a zombie for smoke something, but something wrong with her. I go make her hear Andrew Wallace admit, say, then take too long to respond to the people them. So that is why leptospirosis is a killer of the people them down there and they want to tell like say a rat. I'm not going to make you hear Andrew Wallace confess. Say, then take too long for respond. Listen.
So, Andrew Holiness, whatever his name is, he finally admitted that the response that he gave with regards to Hurricane Melissa was rather slow. Now, his justification is what baffled me and many other Jamaican citizens. He said the reason as to why his response was really slow is because the person responsible for the disaster relief team or the disaster relief section fell ill. So as a result, which is why they never acted as fast as they should helping people. Then he stipulated that Westmoreland had a valid case that government did not respond the way they should have. So all this time, all those people pretended as if Parliament and everyone else pretended as if the government was actually doing something when he wasn't.
And he told Westmoreland people vote him out. He might carry on different belly for Westmoreland people, you know. Now go and listen.
Guys, watch this video and let me know your thoughts on his justification.
There was a scramble. We don't deny that because we have never had this before. Institutions, you know, funny enough, Mr. Speaker, the members from Westmoreland made a very strong case that the disaster response was slow and ineffective. And you know, I reflected on it. I did, because every criticism, I take it and I look at it, because if I am wrong, I'm the first to admit. In the same way that when I looked at the response, I said in the first 3 days, we were all just trying to...
Trentor. In the first 3 days, you laid back for people them dead off. To hear how much people dead off. I that you do. But more I hear Asha Levan to say to you.
Rasta, see, you're supposed to see it. You know, say the wisest one in the Jamaican Labour Party, and Nigel Clark, and the bravest. Yeah, because look, Nigel Clark say Andrew Wonis fuck the country left, right and centre. Nigel Clark look and see say there is going to be a blood clot revolution and he now go get where you see Nigel Clark though. In court. Because Nigel Clark know everything, you know. Remember, you know, and him Andrew right hand man, you know. And him help smuggle the money away from the taxpayer them, the poor people, that the parliamentary them in the Jamaica Labour Party could enrich themselves. Yeah. And when Nigel Clark look and see say Andrew a draw him down in a hell with him blood clot, Nigel Clark cut and left the rest them. Because the rest of them will get fucked, you know. It's a sure thing they will get fucked because they never live in a Jamaica rich and famous. But you know what, I man, you know, can't really understand with them Jamaican blood clot system dog, yeah. Dan Jackson come and Dan Jackson are defending the rights of the people, the truth he must share deal with. You know what, let me tell you no fully blood clot done, so me see a comment underneath the page on at half of the press with Dan Jackson. A journalist is to bring true news onto the people. Journalists not to take no side like some Batman bumbuckler journalists them where in a Jamaica we get buyout and a take side with Andrew and a give wrong information to the people them. A journalist must burn fire upon any blood clot politician, PMP or Labour right from them a do wrong thing. Make me you know is a blood clot system dog and drunk, you know. Yeah man, for all of the strong and brave, lightning and thunder, earthquake and judgment upon the weak blood and the weak energy people them. Big up yourself, my brother talk your mind at half of the press. Big up yourself, my sister. You see me? Yeah man. Cause who no third eye open, you know. Yeah. I wanna have no weak energy, you know. Yeah, we not one of the brave too. You see it. Yeah man. And many more warrior in a Jamaica in a diaspora too. You see me? Blessed love. But these are things that I talk about, you know. You know, these weak Ethiopians, this sleeping energy Ethiopians, because hear what happened now. Because PMP did do this, where you say the Jamaica Labour Party become do worse. Remember, you know, when the people did have vote in Andrew Warnes 2016, you know, and the Jamaica Labour Party, they come and they campaign on that they can do better than what the People's National Party have done. They have all the solution, you see me, to do better. See? So the people put them in power to do better, right? Me now go talk about 2025 and now, you see me, because everybody know that 2025, the Jamaica Labour Party and Andrew Warnes didn't elect themselves back in by the people. They take it in force and dictatorship. See? Because I go ask you something. See? Because to what you are talking is that what Darrell Valls is and the Jamaica Labour Party and Andrew Warnes are doing now. It is good. Yeah. Is electricity important to a man that don't have a house living? Yeah. What am I doing with electricity? Yeah. Is internet important to a man that don't have a house to live in? That is the thing that I want to ask this brother. You know, seeing where comment this for my page, because you come like you don't know who me is, you know. Say hashtag 11 my name, you know. You see me? But I have a reason with you decently. And because I can see that you're one of the weak Ethiopians and weak energy, you see me, and one of the coward. See? These people from 2016 to 2025 have done everything to enrich themselves. This money with them all lend JPS is a strategy where them have come up with new now, you know, because two the people have hype on them in every creases and corner with all the money that missing, you see me, that was to give unto the poor people. Them know that now, they can't just take it so. So when they say they lend JPS that amount of money now, JPS is going to pay back that money in a them account. And that's how go on, you know. Yeah. Because remember, you know, the system, JPS people is a part of the corrupt, you hear me say, elite, you know. They are all one brotherhood. You know, see it? Because these people, they sign allegiance to oppress the poor and needy class of people. See? Andrew and him party promised the people them a better living, a better lifestyle. You me said, when the police them did go out and unalive the poor people picnic, they said that they could do better, bring a better police force. When the bad man them did unalive them one another, they said that they could make the poor people live a better life because they could stop it. And when they do 21, 22, 23, 24, they release the gunman them. Yeah. They think that unaliving them one another was free for all. Yeah. Because what? They did have, you know, something in store. So when you see when they coming up now and the people them start to ball to them in a 2024, say they can't take it no more. Well, up 2020, that 2020 to 20, they end in a 2023 to 2024. Then them could go around, yeah man, and commit genocide upon the poor people and picnic. Both the guilty and the innocent, because the court system, they didn't use it. They give the police them authority to be judge, jury, and executioner when them go out there. Because I don't be, if you come from Jamaica, I don't believe you don't think them way, you know. You see me? I don't believe so. Cause enough of you cock up in the white man bumbo clad country and suck white man cocky. You hear me say? And when you come down here, you fight against Mark Golding and the People's National Party. But when you in a white people country, about to them pussy clot, about to racist people who no like black people. But Mark Golding, who know a cutting blood clot short, and this man have love, passion, integrity, honesty, and loyal to the poor class of people in Jamaica. You see me? You can jump up and talk about if that's the things that PMP do the first. Two wrong cannot be right. If you did find the fault of I man doing something and say you can do better, why the fuck when you're going you do worse than me? And if we accept it, if we kiss up to it, and you don't care about it, you know, and you don't listen to nobody, him feel that him a Lord God in a Jamaica until the blood clot revolution come, him will see who is Lord God. Because him are driving the people right into revolution. You see me? You go and give JPS, we are make billions of blood clot dollar, we are rob billions of dollar from the people. Because you are come out and said that JPS, you know see me, have owed the citizen them $20 million every year. You see me? Every year. Right? And they supposed to give it back to the people for estimate bill for the cutting off electricity regular, and some of them things spoil, some people equipment get leak. And what the energy minister do? Him go to and him sign a sweetheart deal with JPS, get a little portion of that there, 20 million, and JPS keep the rest. So when the blood clot, he want more money for do. Where JPS, every time storm blow and the post them broke down, JPS don't take money out of them pocket and put up at the blood clot post. Is the customer them, pay the workman them, pay if we put up, buy back the post them and put them in car, them put it on our bill, charge us. And you come in to say this. People don't have house, they don't have water, they don't have food. So tell me where the blood clot electricity I go do for them. They don't have road. What electricity I go do for them? When you don't have a house to live in. That $150 million supposed to build back a little shelter, give back the people, then you can talk about electricity. JPS can manage. They are trillionaire company. They can manage. The taxpayer not supposed to go give them the money come for the poor people, you know. We put them back on their foot, you know. Then farm blow down everything, then lose. And you tell them about Rasta, remember, you know, Marcus Garvey, the prophesy, said that Cherry Garden, Beverly Hills, you know, see me, that time Beverly Hills, not even when I'm ready yet, him develop yet, you know, when he make them assessment of them prophecy, you know, see, and all of those big top residential era, him said blood will run out of the hills, like water run into the stream, and a prime minister head will blood clot roll, you hear me say, see, it's going to come to pass. Me I want no people, who have the angle, and the poor people have the blade. Me I want no stop draw the blood clot angle and cut the poor people them, because them are going to rise up against one at a time, and there will be nowhere for to run or hide. Me I want you know, me get the message from the ancestor for Rasta. It grieve me soul, it grieve me energy to blood clot. We see how Andrew Warnes and the Jamaica Labour Party handle this situation and handle the people them. The people them is hungry. The people them is frustrated. My ancestor may ask you to rise up in the people them. Yeah man. Rise up in them so they can stand up and fight for them rights now. We have get something, Jamaica people get something that weaken them. Me I wonder for the Cookie Monster. A time now for a rise up. You imagine how the people are hungry, man. You imagine the distress we are going, man. And Jonas are going to tell we say, when them feel alike, when them please, when them satisfy, before them are going to give the people them any blood clot help, we shall rise and the revolution shall start and blood shall run like how them tell we. Marcus Garvey did tell we. Where the revolutionists them there, where they are Jamaica. Where the brave people them were there. Where we talk how we highly brave and we stand up for our blood clot right. We no pussy wall coward. Eh? Andrew Wonis in a parliament to tell people blood clot lie. Darrell Valls in minister them. A stand with his stand blood clot parliament and beat out them bumbo blood clot out of parliament. Some of us have to sacrifice our blood clot life to make better for our picnic to come and we talk about we brave. Which part are we brave? We are a set of blood clot dogs and cowards. You hear me say? Yeah. We are like a weaklings to the blood clot masters. You see me? If we stand blood clot, the whole Jamaica we come down and stand blood clot parliament and wicked we beat out them blood clot. You hear me say? Few alright. But Rasta, you see when maybe that one the people them 2 years ago about we plant up food, plant a lot of food, underground food and all them something there. Right now sweet pepper I sell for him 3,000. Tomato for 2,000 a pound. Yam over $1,200 a pound. You hear me I say? Remember how me that want them Rasta? Remember when me I tell him say the ancestor then come to me and tell me say me fi talk to the people and tell them say them fi plant a lot of food because 2025 to 2026 we are go hungry, we are go starve a blood clot Jamaica. What them do? Them laugh after I, then laugh after Asha 11. You see, them mock Asha 11. Then say house want fix up him mouth, want fix up him a dirty rasta if you go trimming one blood clot pork. When you see me word them come to pass now. And when you sit down to blood clot, a pet Andrew honest and in government to blood. But look you know, Jamaican people said we are warrior. Which part of we are blood clot warrior? We are the worst coward in the world blood clot world. The only warrior we is upon our brothers and sisters. The weak. You hear me I tell you. See, Andrew one is not hungry. None of the minister they not hungry. In picnic they not hungry. None of the minister them picnic not blood clot hungry. And who know, they on roadside a beg food. And before we no come together and make we lock down blood clot Jamaica. See? Make we lock down Jamaica. So the money that Andrew one is then get where them a lend blood clot JPS. See? He can distribute to the people them, rebuild back some house, give them enough food, water, and give them sanitary place to live in. And want to sit blood clot down at about what I want to say to this blood clot creature, Darrell Valls, this fucking creature. Because he's a blood clot creature and drunker, you know. How una I go give JPS 150 million US, una go lend him, right? I want to do I share up through JPS. Because every blood clot year, JPS make millions, billions of dollars off of the poor people and the people of Jamaica. You know see it? For electricity. Oh, you are come out and talk about JPS have 20 odd million every year to give back to the customer. And Uno Energy Minister control a portion of it. And make JPS get away with them blood clot thieving, you know, and distress upon the people them and want to come give them money. Yeah man, but me have some things, you know, to say, you know, to these PMP, MP them and councillor. You see, if you cannot do something with a person, don't make no promise. That me I want to know with. You see, don't be like the Jamaica Labour Party. See, care about one of supporter who put in a power, you hear me said, to serve and protect them and help them in times.
So I understand what you say, Asha. But some of the time them have to promise, you know, because them don't know if it can happen. And sometimes it's hard to tell them no. Sometimes I tell them, say, I saw me can do. You know them way sometimes I have to tell them say, you know me I see what me can do. You're not gonna explain out everything and tell about you. I see what me can do. So sometimes them can say, oh, I'm going to see what I can do. I'm going to work on a thing for you. I see what I can do. Because you know, so Jamaica come down. And my way, I could have said that and, you know, work out. And people feel disappointed because through them in a distress, so them going to take it personal. But when I think I know big thing because them now get the PNP, them none of this thing. So them want to use the local food and drive round and give the labor right them for keep talk, to make them look good. You know them way they in front to make them look good. With them PR stunt with them I do. So them are grown and I give labor right local food for continue talk. So that is why I tell you say the selfish labor right them not going nowhere. See the government know the selfish blood labor right them, you know. The one them where them belly I control them. Saying they now put themselves in the shoes and say, watch this. Then suppose this did happen to Fury place. Then the whole of we don't suffer one then because I remember in Westmoreland, you know, a labor right and PNP are suffering, you know. In all of the places we mash up. A labor right and PNP are suffer. Seeing and you still have labor right out of chat. I'll cuss next labor right. We all look on you and say, no man. Now if I put myself in this situation, then suppose I mean then the same thing will happen to me. You have some labor right come out and a chat. Huh? Anyway, before I go any further.
About 5 operational helicopters. Now you think about having just 5 helicopters 3 days after. How are you going to distribute that to deal with all the problems?
These things are the things that I bumbleclad talk about. And when I get so fucking upset, I don't bother bloodclad talk English bumbleclad grammar. Because them things that get me very bumbleclad upset. See?
Get me real upset for true, my general. Pick up yourself, you know. Legend, you know. Saying, listen what I youth here say. From Westmoreland.
This morning, someone came to me and asked me for 2 pounds of flour. And I couldn't give it because me don't have it. Me don't have none of my house. The only thing me have now is some rice and some thin stuff and most of it I go down. Please watch that video here. Share it with others. I'm in Westmoreland, Jamaica. More specific, we're in a Petersfield, one community named Bullet Tree. See, we haven't gotten any aid as yet. So we are asked for the copter them we are fly past, give we a visit. We see it them a land in some nearby community, but by we if we reach out to them, it's like the supplies them done and yeah. So we are look some aid. We are look some aid because people in here want food. More than say 80% of the community homeless because roof or roof not gone, the house totally demolished. I haven't seen anyone pass through and, you know, do no assessment apart from we see 1 or 2 police officers driving past.
The eye of the tornado, Westmoreland go. With all of them sleeping bag and tent where the government have. You should have got a ground zero because Westmoreland a ground zero, not St. Elizabeth. Westmoreland a ground zero. So if a ground zero them for go, them for mobilize everything and go ground zero. The government should have mobilized themselves and go ground zero. Operate from ground zero. So someone know them deal with it. Saying and see there, the man say 80% and community don't have no house to live in. Where roof not gone, whole house gone. And the government took up the taxpayer money and I lend JPS.
Speak to one last night that drive past and I tell them the situation.
Here a man say in the start of the video, a 2 pound of flour, somebody I come beg him, 2 pound of flour.
They say if they can escalate it for it, they will, but I'm still doing this video. Nobody no asks me to do it, but I am taking this up on my hand because a lot of people need more aid than me, but I know like, you know, anything if it come, we happily accept it. All right, we're here. If you realize, watch out. The God said, me can't show up things where. But look here, this is right side me. Right side me. I can see the water same way. This is the housing scheme in Shrewsbury. And if me go figure further up on the scheme, water run over there like a river. Following, going back to Rolling River side, in front of the bun factory, water tall, people are swimming a road. And the next thing, my pit is overflowing from in the inside when we use the pit. So guess what? Most of the pits, they are full. So the water come back up, the water contaminated where people are swimming in. So people need food and people need toiletry like bleach, Dettol, Salve, whatever they name. But anybody seeing this video, please may ask to push it out. And however you can aid us, come and, you know, do what you can do. Me and my family come together, we buy some stuff, we stack up for we house and we give 1 or 2 people what we can give them. But it's small, we can't do more than what we can do. We still have plan to do some more, but it's me.
And I hear what the man say, the toilet pit them full up. So even when them flushing toilet, the water come back up. So the whole of the pit them full. And the same pit full and the water will lie down and now go nowhere. Picnic as people are swimming at it. Huh? Ground zero, you know? And up till today, yeah, the government still draw them foot. And taking in government that take their mind off of ground zero and go and put it on JPS. These people, even if you run like going to this place, it don't make no sense because there's no house to put the light on. I still have the boy, I tell you.
Major. It's major. I will do an updated video to show more of what's going on in the community. But it's not easy. More of everything. In 2020, when there was a lockdown, most of the students fall back, including my youth, drop off a track, big. And he's just coming back up with the education part. And we see to how down here so looking at Westmoreland. I don't know when we are going to get back electricity. So this even worse than 2020 because they could be online learning something now worse. So me I plan for y'all pitch one tarpaulin, get the kids them to come and we show them a thing and two for get them brain still function and members on something. Right? Probably we gonna need things for that too, but more importantly right now people need food, people need bleach, people need and there's something there. Reach out however you can, send me a message, give me a call, you can find my number in my profile, or as I said, just send me a message here on Instagram and we will take it from there. With the Petersfield Bully Tree in Westmoreland.
Ground zero. Saying, listen this. Which one to play? Listen this.
So let's bring in the Member of Parliament for Eastern Westmoreland, Dr. Dayton Campbell, who was speaking at the press conference yesterday, raising serious concerns about what's been happening in that constituency. Dr. Campbell, appreciate you talking to us. Thank you so much.
Hi, good evening and good evening to your listeners. Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, let me ask you to follow up then, based on the responses that we're hearing there from at the press conference. First of all, the assistance to Eastern Westmoreland.
Well, as you would have said, landfall for a Category 5 hurricane was made in Eastern Westmoreland, in New Hope, which is in the White House area. So, Eastern Westmoreland probably is the only constituency where it went through all 4 divisions in the constituency as a Category 5 hurricane. The level of devastation is unimaginable. And oftentimes when people come, they say the pictures and the videos don't do it justice. Police stations, schools, health centers, At least 5,000 homes are totally destroyed, just the rubble remaining. Several thousand more without roofs. The trees, you couldn't find a tree with a green leaf on it anywhere across the length and breadth of the constituency. It's just total devastation. The roads have been destroyed. Some of them have some craters in them that you could stand in and you would not be visible from the surface. So with that level of devastation, I wanted greater coordination. I wanted outposts there. I wanted to see the JDF come in and come on there, say the White House Community Center, and use that as a point that they bring in items to, and coordinate how we get these items to persons. What is taking place currently is that those who are in the populated areas, they make several packages, but they shut in the indigent, the elderly, those in the more remote areas. We need greater level of coordination in order to get that to those persons.
Hold that thought for me, Dr. Campbell. Let me just take a break, do a little bit of business. Thank you so much for staying with us. We continue with you on Beyond the Headlines. I'm Dion Jax Miller. Remember our WhatsApp line, it's 876-553-5908. Marie in Spanish Town says you're huffing and puffing with your political agenda. It's disgusting and disturbing. If I were the government, I wouldn't give you the time of day. We're all Jamaicans. You're on a distasteful campaign. Thanks so much for listening, Marie, and for taking the time to respond. I do have a political agenda, absolutely. The word political means that which relates to government, public affairs, and power. And I am extremely concerned about the way in which government, public affairs, and the power structure in Jamaica is affecting the hurricane relief program and those individuals who are falling into the very huge cracks in this program. So yeah, I'm on record as saying I thought the initial relief response was terribly slow and terribly inadequate. And there are many, many people who agree with me. But I appreciate you listening. Thank you so much. Talking with Dr. Dayton Campbell, the MP from Eastern Westmoreland, and you were speaking about what's been happening in the constituency and saying that what is happening is that the people in the populated areas are getting attended to and people further off the main road are not being seen, and you're expressing concern about coordination. Has that been improving, though?
It has been. And, just to be clear, I'm not arguing to be the one giving out the care packages because I honestly don't think that's my duty, and I don't think that's the best way to use my time either. I think coordinating is more of what I should be doing to ensure that food is there, water is there, there's some healthcare service, that security is there, that we can return to livelihood. So I'm not arguing to be the one distributing the items. I'm simply saying when somebody gives a care package to a family, there's a very limited time before those things will be used up fully, and it's about 3 to 4 days. So you have some areas that persons may have gone into once, and there's nothing else that has gone there. So we need greater coordination. We've been very fortunate to have persons coming in to help us, whether it's private companies, private citizens, NGOs, GEM Foundation, Samaritan's Purse, World Central Kitchen, Mercy Chef. I mean, they have been tremendous in what they have done so far to alleviate the suffering in the constituency. But we just need greater coordination. So even if a private individual is coming in with something, we're not trying to take what they are bringing away from them or to say to them that they can't go to a community. I just think there should be a logging of it. There should be somewhere that they say, all right, I come into White House and I'm going up to Petersville, or I'm going to Fosdick Grove, or over to Rotown, or Gordon, wherever it is. They should be able to say that, so you know that some assistance went there on this day. So 3-4 days time we need to send something there again. There needs to be that level of coordination. We still have persons who are outside, persons who still don't have even a tarpaulin over their whatever is left of their homes. And so the shelter discussion also needs to be fast-tracked, accelerated, because of the great level of destruction that has taken place, and some of the areas that are high percentage of board houses which people would understand wouldn't withstand a Category 5 hurricane. And so we need to move quickly to address some of those issues. There are persons in the shelters who are vulnerable and have nowhere to go, have no relatives to stay with. And with the government moving to reopen school, which I agree with, there's a conversation now to remove some of them from the shelters. And I don't think sufficient plans are in place to house those persons so that the schools which have been doubling as shelters can be made available for schools to reopen.
All right, I did ask that question at the press conference. I did get an assurance from the minister that people will not be moved out until they do have somewhere safe and secure to go, even given the imperative to reopen schools. I play that for listeners a little bit more. Just before I let you...
There are other issues concerning that, though, because quite a few of the principals have been reaching out to me. Now, the level of resources that have come the way of the Member of Parliament have been very limited. And quite a few of them are reaching out to us as elected officials to facilitate that process in moving the persons out of the shelter, and then even to help them. One principal wanted to clear the debris. They wanted black tanks and the chucking of water to the school on a continuous basis. They wanted access to get some warm meals for the students. They wanted blackboards. They wanted tarpaulin over certain areas of the school. There has to be, in my mind, a greater level of involvement of the Ministry of Education in addressing some of these issues to ensure that the physical plant that the students will go to, that it's in a condition that it will be safe and conducive to learning.
All right, lots to follow up on. All right, thank you so much. We appreciate you talking to us as always.
You're welcome.
Dr. Dayton Campbell talking to us there, Member of Parliament for East and Westmoreland. All right, so...
All right, here Dr. Dayton Campbell have to say. I want to know here Philip Paulwell have to say.
In the program, Mr. Paulwell, appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you too. Good afternoon.
The Energy Minister has said this is a sign of an opposition that's uncaring, that's not concerned about the restoration in the shortest possible time. So let's try to understand a couple of things. First of all, is it that the opposition is opposed to this $150 million loan?
We're not opposed to a loan that will assist with the restoration of electricity. What we are deeply concerned about, because the minister mentioned that the JPS needs $350 million. And if the government is, on behalf of the people, going to provide 150, then where is the balance to come from if we're going to have the restoration for these constituencies by the end of February? And that's a straightforward question that should have been answered, and along with other things that the minister failed to answer yesterday, such as what interest rate, the provision that allows for the loan to be converted to equity, what is the basis of the calculation of the value of the asset. So many things that were missing yesterday, and in his usual gusto, he overlooked some of those details, and we are calling upon the government to account.
Hold that thought for me, Mr. Powell. Asking you for 5 more minutes if you could after 6 o'clock. Have to go to the news now with Adrian. We'll soon come. For staying with us, remember our WhatsApp line 876-553-5908. Couple of your comments. First of all, Madison says, can you please do a segment on doctors, interns in particular, how they are coping mentally, their work, their time, their shift, long hours without sleep. How are they actually doing? Who is checking up on them? The health minister. Well, I'm sure the health minister isn't checking up on interns, but it is. I know a little bit about that, Madison, so I know the difficulties. So thank you so much for that. I will put it on the schedule. Main Highgate says, why is the government lending JPS money while people are suffering? Well, the concern me is that the JPS needs to restore power because the people are suffering and want back their light. And the government saying this is a way of them trying to help the JPS to get the light back on track as soon as possible. And Barb says, I didn't watch or listen to the press conference, but the Parish Development Committee, Minister McKenzie referred to, is not the Parish Disaster Committee, two different bodies. As a former mayor, you should have known the difference, says Barb. Another listener says, Last Thursday, up to last week Thursday, I spoke to relatives in Lennox, Big Woods, and Darliston. They hadn't seen any packages apart from what relatives brought. I don't know if anything has changed since I'm having a challenge getting there, says Joyce. Another listener says, help me to understand how the PM going into all areas, not going into all areas makes it bad. How does that change the disaster and suffering? That's Mitchell. It's a long, can't read all of that. Mitchell, I never said anything about the PM going into all areas. Again, I choose my words very, very carefully. Look at any disaster, you always see the head of government. They go to the worst affected areas. They go to an area, the epicenter of an earthquake. They go to whichever are the worst affected areas. And I'm saying categorically, the PM did not go to the worst affected areas, which were the areas that were hit by the hurricane until that 2-week period when he went with the Caribbean prime ministers. You're saying, how does it matter? No, man, you sound like a bright money based on what I say in your text. Sit down and you think about it. All right, let's continue. We're hoping to get the energy minister in a little while to explain my listeners who are asking what the government's plan is and why it's talking about this $150 million loan. The opposition spokesman, Philip Paulwell, has been saying that the opposition's concern is if the JPS needs $350 and the government is lending $150, where's the other $200 going to come from? Yes, Mr. Paulwell. So is it that the opposition has a preferred route that they think should be taken in relation to this matter?
Well, we don't have a preferred route as such. I really thought what the government would have done, having put JPS in a position where it cannot secure loans, is to provide a sovereign guarantee rather than taking the cash from the consolidated fund at this time.
Guarantee the whole $350 million?
Well, we want to ensure that electricity is fully restored. And if it is going to cost $350 billion, then the money should be found. Now, where do you pull that money from? And I believe that the JPS would have been in a position, if the government offered a sovereign guarantee, to go out there and raise the money on its own. Now, we have a situation where the government has provided $150 million, and I can bet you my last dollar that the JPS is going to come back to the government and say, we need a further $200 million. And in fact, what the government will be forced to do is to find all of that cash when there are other things that you need to spend on to get Jamaica back up and running. So yes, we're very concerned. We're very concerned that it lacks transparency. And the Minister of Finance, who really ought to be dealing with this matter, did not say a word in Parliament yesterday.
All right, I'm gonna leave it there. We appreciate your time, Mr. Paulwell. Thank you.
Because the Minister of Finance is Andrew Holness. You were Philip Paulwell say the government should do something better with them license, extend them license under certain circumstances. Make them go source the money for them own. Just them come to certain agreement with the license, make them go secure the money for them own and can do this. You should never use the taxpayer money and gamble it like this. I'm not supporting none at all. Extend them license under certain circumstances, make them go looking money themselves. Anyway, here what the general I say.
Me and the Prime Minister talk about people that bring down Jamaica online. Anytime any Jamaican disagree with the methodology and the method used by this government, is always bringing down Jamaica. They never stop to see their incompetence and the level of corruption that we the people perceive that this government is undertaking. Let me tell you something. I will forever speak out against what I believe is poor governance of the country. That is my right. That is my democratic right. And no government will silence the people from speaking out against incompetence. No. As a Jamaican, I have a problem with the Prime Minister and his government receiving aid from international community from all over the world. People in the diaspora sending money to the government. And you tell me, 1 month after the hurricane, people still don't have water. People still don't have roof. People still in schools. Schools don't open yet. And you tell me that the government said they're not start spending money yet? Now, what are you waiting on? Like, it don't make no sense that people be sending millions and millions of dollars and the government is saying that them not start spending money yet. Come on. I saw a video online where the hospital roof blew off and there are workers in that building. There are patients going in that building. And you tell me that the government is sitting on aid money 1 month after the hurricane, and you don't send that yet, and you expect people not to say anything about your methodology and how you govern Jamaica? Listen, man. Listen, Jamaica, I am upset because at the end of the day, you can't tell me, say, you get money and you don't know how to spend it. There is a need. There's so many people. There's so many things. There's so many schools that need to be rebuilt. So many hospitals need to be rebuilt. And you tell me that you're moving at snail pace with the recovery money that you get from, and me said that. The government in a press conference said, listen, man, I'm upset.
Because them not really want to spend it, you know. So then sit down and think, all of them sit down around one big table. I think the best way possible they can thief this money without a trace. Because remember, then through them get them think they get away with SSL, you know. Remember, them think they get away with SSL, you know. So then silent, I don't know what they do to Usain Bolt and silent him. See Usain Bolt, I can never rate that youth. As long as he live, I will never rate that youth there again. Because he's a Judas. And people come out and cuss and fight. So the man forget back his money. And the man backstab it all away and gone off for a radar and turn back their friend. I will never rate that youth. They say Asafa Powell, I have to rate him. Big up yourself, Asafa Powell. A 2 container house, I see you buy and give some people in a Westmoreland. Big up yourself. I see your family pack some bag and give some people some care package. Big up yourself, Asafa Powell. 2 container house. I see you bring going to Westmoreland. A ground zero. Big up yourself, Asafa Powell. Yeah, the man. Yeah, the man, my G. Big up yourself. Some people are running with some people. We are sell out. Sell out. Believe no, man.
No, man. Let me calm down, because right now I'm so upset that this is the Jamaica that we have. How can you get aid money and go talk about you spend what you have? Are you waiting until private people and ordinary citizens do the work that the government needs to do? Come on, Jamaica. I disagree with...
Hear the blood clot drunkard about all of the money we have spent on government money, like the government did have no money. The government it broke like a church mouse. Then start spending money already. I find some way how to come report how they spend the money. Then see, I know they can't come tell how much money come in and what. They can't come with nothing constructive because some of the money get fucked up already. So them a dilly-dally, a bill to create. Boy, I tell you, man, the people want to rise up. Make we lock down the parliament and take out these people out of the country. That I tell you now.
The government is using the money. I disagree with their methodology. And they are doing a horrible job. And Jamaicans... Hey, listen, man.
I say government, this is good. I say... And go on like him is a decent man, you know, and the whole of we know say man is a thief. And that's one of the wickedest thing, you know. We know say him is a thief. And matter of fact, you see, I want to listen to the reason, yeah.
To surrender, because it was a surrender, you know. They tell you it was a treaty, you know. Because that is the white man's story. I don't want to look shame saying it surrender to the blacks. Because he had one set of blacks on the plantation. For him to admit that he surrendered to a next set of blacks would have been too shameful. So him says a treaty. But in war, they say if they walk, it's because you win. Now they were hunting for a compound town for 80 years and couldn't find it, but they still walk here, blindfolded, led by us, because we won. Remember that the so-called treaty and the surrender only came about because the King of England sent 600 of his sharpest, finest soldiers who would be like Green Berets today. And Kojo killed 598 of them. Kojo and the army, the Maroon army and Nani and Kwaku and everybody. Between all of us, we killed 598 of them. He left 2 of them alive and cut off their ears and tied them back to back and put them on a horse and slap the horse and send them back. And tell them, say, tell King George the next time he has to send 60,000. When that happened, they said, Lord, we can't take this because if they killed That's where the concept of the land of look behind come from. Because the two man
Deep divers. I want to just pay attention to the screen. I know some of deep divers. You must know me a show now. Go and dive deep. Further down the video. This word up on the screen. You're not going to understand it more. So now go and listen, like and share.
them to back. And the horse I ride out, so when I look back, I look the land of look behind. That concept came from when Kodja put the two man them back to back and slap the horse and send them out to the cockpit mouth. When that happened, that's when the British put up a white flag and say, yo, no, you put up a white flag. It means you surrendered. And we took your surrender at Kinder Tree. That's why you walk to a compound. If you are in a position of any authority as Britain, the mighty Britain, we'd have had to walk to Black River. And it was, the history shows, the prolegomena of treaty show that there was not a written document. Because for international law to be valid, let us say there is a written document, because quite possibly there might be. But a written document would have to have been written in Spanish. Because Kodjo and we would have more likely spoken Spanish and not English. So you'd have to have a international law, so for a treaty to be valid, it must be in the language of both parties. No, we did not speak English, so you cannot present an English-only treaty and report that to be valid in international law. Now you ask for the surrender, and then this document only has your demands. Only British demand. Meaning, that's not a treaty. You cannot come to the first meeting of two warring parties with a document that you alone have drafted and call it a treaty. A treaty is only drafted after me and you sit down at the table 20 times. But through Jamaican ex-slaves of the white man as master, when master say I saw it go, I saw it go. Given a choice to choose between a set of blacks and the white enslaver, the former slaves have chosen to believe unequivocally in their former white enslaver.
A hot conversation right now about the treaty, right? And you basically telling me right now that whatever treaty is being discussed is not valid.
No, but there's no question as to the Maroons' sovereignty. Because you, at present, use a Jamaican birth certificate that makes you a subject of the British Crown. The Prime Minister and all members, Jamaica does not have a constitution. Jamaica has a document called the Order of Jamaica 1962. Go on the United Nations website. All countries' constitution are there, and click on.
That is why I'm going to look for it. I'm going to put it up with St. Vincent. So, more deep divers, that is why I'm saying to dive deep, you know. It all makes sense to you. Listen to the reasoning and pay attention to the screen.
Jamaica's constitution, and you see it says Order of Jamaica 1962. An order from the crown. That's what it says. Order of Jamaica 1962. An order from the crown.
Refer to the Jamaican constitution. So it is not even really just a bogus. This is just like a local plot. Them plot for treat the people them. And then plot one lie to tell about the Maroon, to make the people them don't want to be back themselves, so they can continue to get trapped under this order by the Queen. I don't know what to think. Listen.
It's an order from the Queen how you're going to run our place for her. It's not a constitution. The word constitution is on the page in brackets, in lowercase. Now if it's in brackets, in law that means that that word is not to be considered on the page. So the Prime Minister and your government operate on an order from the Queen. You are not independent.
So, when I say the constitution in a bracket when I aim at talk about, that means it is not a real constitution Jamaica run by. It's just an order by the Queen. So the Governor General long there carry out in order. Andrew Warnes is like the general manager for the company. So it's just an order. Look for St. Vincent one. Everyone else say different. The Constitution of St. Vincent the order of 1962 for the Jamaican refer to the Jamaican country. This is a two different something. Look on it. Which one look real and which one look fake? So Jamaica system run off of one banana boat system. An hocus pocus belief, hocus pocus system. Hocus pocus system. Where we want to fix it. And now we want to fix it now. Remember when at the time of revelation, revelation, you know. Remember I always telling you, when at the time of revelation, revelation. Revelation mean revolution. Because the things them with Bible, when them writing at the Bible, it don't happen yet. And what happen now? Predictive programming book. It is a predictive programming book. This guy write to trap some people. In my belief. Anyway, listen to the reasoning.
That's one word. You're actually in dependence. It's two words. You're living independence. In a state of dependence. You're in a state of dependence. You're not independent. That's one word. The parliament cannot open unless the Queen's mace is in there. The Governor General, if you're assigned the Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, if you're assigned the Attorney General, if you're assigned the Commissioner of Police, all these job titles that have Governor, General, Commissioner, these are all crown appointments that the Prime Minister can only make the recommendation. But the Governor General has to sign off on because you work for the Queen. The Registrar General is the Deputy Records Keeper for the British Crown. The official records keeper for the British Crown is the Chief Justice. You have been had Jamaican people. Let them play more, they're playing like a figure. So far from independence. You operate. So if you're operating on a document called the Order of Jamaica, it means that you're the helper in the yard. Now, if the owner of the yard being the cloud, surrender to me. Who am I to have a discussion with the helper? I can't come here your yard, my brethren, and in a discussion with the helper. As to how your yard must run. So there's no Maroon leader who should be in any prolonged discussion with the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is technically lower than the Maroon Chief because the Governor General's office surrendered to the Maroon Chief's office. It means that the Premier Lord of the land is the Maroon Chief. But then again, some are not real kings, so they don't even understand that. Them still coming in a subservient manner. Linguistic precision is everything in law. We're not dealing with a legality here, we're dealing with law. Law and legal are two very different things. We don't do legal, we do lawful.
So in a year, I'm just want the government right now too. But anything happening at Maroon town, make the Maroon them start out them thing. They don't want no help from UNO. They don't want to stand in nobody. Because the last time the government them trespass on our property, I blew my hole. Lumber then got thief out with soldier and police. And remember last time the government enter our property, I blew my hole and got thief out. So we don't want no government on our property, but we now go back, we now give no aid to the Maroon. It not going to happen this time. We can't a long time they want the cockpit country, you know. But they can't get it. They can't get it, you know. Whosoever outside and lick them lip off the cockpit country. You can't get it, you know. You can't get it. A death before the sun. Just believe no, because all them never see the Black Army before, you know. The world have never witnessed the Black Army. The world have never witnessed the Black Army. No. And what we need, what people them need to know, black people, as what they call we. We are more than them on the earth. And they have never witnessed a Black Army before. They have remember we see everybody army, but they never see for before. Not that I want to say who laugh last, laugh best down. And them always a showcase their army and their army strength. But they have never seen the black army before. Them for us meditate on that. Saying? But talking about that, the government MP them I drive round and I give out care package in a constituency. We have a MP and the MP know say the Labour them are come in the place and I bring care package to people who support them. And look at this video here.
How the Ministry of Labour and Social Security distribute food in Western Westmoreland. They find the JLP areas and they distribute food in the name of the government. Now look at this. Look at this. This is the Ministry of Labour and Social Security in Western Westmoreland distributing food. The Member of Parliament knows nothing about it. You see the level of partisan politics that the JLP is playing as we speak? Look for yourself. Look for yourself, Jamaica. Look for yourself. Look for yourself. And they talk about good governance. Look for yourself. Government vehicle distributing food to only Jamaica Labour Party supporters.
Yeah. The stage I've set, I remember when Ralph Gonzal from over St. Vincent, the Prime Minister, they were set the place good. Over there, Cartel, they get some treatment. And Cartel and Marlon Samuel just go over there. Alright. Them lose. Staying. And the Virgin, whosoever them lose against, get back in from some mysterious power. Of China? The opposition?
Yeah, you get help from China information there, so.
Oh.
That's why it
So
was
China
money.
take over the world.
Foreign money in our election, the Prime Minister questioned NDP over 2.4 million EC fleet ahead of polls. And whole heap of car they sending in for the...
So watch this now. And China have one military ship come to Jamaica.
Yes.
So my viewers and subscribers, worldwide, the stage I've set for worldwide 3 now.
Because Gonzalve not a puppet for them. So that's why them are bringing that man. They select him. That's why it's a Rhoda Crawford over there. A campaign, it's a planting.
Oh, so the same strategy they were using in Jamaica. Rhoda Crawford carry go over there. Go help them to execute. Oh, so it's a target move. So these are the people them who sell out.
Here.
Ancestors them.
Hear what them say. They say he further argued that the
Gonzalez.
Yes, he further argued that the funding is linked to the individual and companies who are eager to gain profit from passport sales, which including Chinese entities. So this is the whole of the money come from. He also noted that these Chinese entities are pressuring St. Vincent and the Grenadines to end their diplomatic recognition of Taiwan and switch its allegiance to China. So
through the opposition now I work with China, they help him to win the election.
Yeah, they select him.
So China want to get the ground there.
Then get it.
And them carry one military ship come to Jamaica. And America did ask Andrew Holness, the bridging there. The ambassador asked so which side Andrew Holness are upon if the war for start.
Oh yes, yeah. He asked if
if the war will start between China and
which side is
America,
going to go on?
and China bring their military ship coming to Jamaica.
Them say if you help with hospital.
So if you help with hospital, and this strategy, China said all of the rest of NATO, I use this Hurricane Melissa strategy for coming to Jamaica, come set up base. So China say, all right, I don't think we're not going to outsmart me because they want to get out China out, you know, because Israel kind of take over Jamaica in one style, you know. If I say Andrew wants to go out to the wall and go sell out Jamaica to Israel. And look, what's going to happen to Riverton City Dump, because over there soon start developing, you know. That is why them want... Hey, I be a bangarang in Jamaica, you know. Be a bangarang, you know. So you see Liberate them want chat. When time the attack start, you know, make sure so you just turn up in night and dead, you know. Because you can't jump no ship, you know. Oh, until you can't jump no ship. See them here? I give you food in a Westmoreland. Listen to this
That's
again.
how the Ministry of Labour and Social Security distribute food in Western Westmoreland. They find the JLP areas and they distribute food in the name of the government. Now look at this. Look at this. This is the Ministry of Labour and Social Security in Western Westmoreland distributing food. The Member of Parliament knows nothing about it. You see the level of partisan politics that the JLP is playing as we speak? Look for yourself. Look for yourself, Jamaica. Look for yourself. Look for yourself. And they talk about good governance. Look for yourself. Government vehicle distributing food to only Jamaica Labour Party supporters.
Andrew for come out of the country and go. And come talk, shut up his mouth like he thinks he want people afraid of him. Hey, I have a lot more video for sure, you know.
You show the youth where did I cause?
But I'm going to show you this.
It's terrible, it's terrible. Tell you. And more than 2 miles of water. You have a spring we bust up underneath the ground over there, so the water coming up underneath it, you know. So the water not drying, it coming up more since morning.
And this has been since the hurricane?
Since the hurricane, yes.
34 years I live here so far. Every time the storm would have come, the water, or hurricane come, the water come up. Sometimes they like all 3 months, 4 months before I move. A bamboo raft they make for go crossway if you go Chigwell. Because they have another district out that side. But the road block off now, so they use raft now and go through. But you know, like people they come from Forest where they go out and Success, now they have to take the taxi, go around Coast Spring, go back Trial side, come back Woprel, or then come back round and come through Regina and go Woprel. Every land where we cycle water. So when them draw, here say come.
Yeah, on a daily basis, you care over people on the raft and you bring them over and things. Who coming from Chigwell to Wolpen, you bring them across. It takes a long time to come across. It's more like how you see the...
This are the MP where from Hanover, where she and Edda, the press briefing. She responds for the constituency. And from Hurricane Melissa, these people are getting assistance from the government, you know. They have to make a bamboo raft and a sail upon 30 feet of water. We're there in a road, you know. Road. Listen.
Going that way, it's hard to come up the wave. But going down, because the wave going down, it's easier to go down, you know. If you don't know if you come up, you'll lag up in a tree. Around 30 feet deep, if not more. But the least you'll have put it around 30 feet deep.
And a year?
Yeah, man. 2 times 1 light post. But the biggest one where we see is June flood. A couple years ago, 79.
I'm used to the water, so me just watch the water until it come. The last time I leave out here, actually on my step. It's not storm bring this water. This water come with a storm or not. My father tell me about 33. it reach up to near to the church. We can go against God's will because they said we have 7 rivers underneath. That's why they never even run train line here. And this water go down to Hopewell. We never see it come. We cover the whole Chigwell. But the water been coming up gradually.
You see, I know them people not getting assistance from the government. But I want to play back something with Andrew. I have to play it back. Right there. Yeah, this.
No, that trade is just one side of the coin. The other side is investments. And the region is now ripe for investments. Now we are at a stage where we need to renew infrastructure. Jamaica, for example, we've been hit by a Category 5 hurricane. I don't know if you experience hurricanes here, I doubt it, but certainly terrible storms. And the only way to describe what hit Jamaica would be to say that a nuclear, an atomic bomb of wind and rain hit Jamaica. It tore every leaf off the tree. Stripped it as if winter passed through the forest.
I honestly believe, say them pay Andrew Honest to test out harp in Jamaica. Then can't just come, them have to make him know. I think saying collect feet. And these Jews doctor who they in Jamaica, Jamaican people, and don't trust them. And you don't trust them. I know so I don't want medical checkup. But the Jews doctor them. And them gonna change out now, so you not gonna know them a who again. They're gonna change out and all of them look alike, you know. For not to remember, you know. You don't have to know this, you know. And you make just believe what I tell you know. Don't believe, sometimes I can't believe what the pastor telling you because the pastor depiction of the devil is something different from reality, and a reality we are dealing with. And in a reality we know what the devil, me know what the devil, a matter of fact. I just want to wake up to the devil and see the devil for all them because when you check it out, the devil them create this whoop of war and mass destruction around the world. And the same devil want to come tie up Jamaica in a digital currency, in this digital world. A devil. So who are the devil? Most of the people them being these things. You think there's some magical, some magician, or some mysterious power there somewhere else. These people are the devil, and this is the devil in a plain sight. And them are the devil, so they operate and have a trick. Now have we? Have the pastor them trick on some other people and make them believe said the devil are some force with hand in their head and red fire in their eye. No. Just look at who cause problem on earth. And remember them say the devil cause the problem on earth, you know. And uno look with uno eye and say who cause the problem on earth. And that will answer the question. The devil. And uno must know who have these nuclear weapons. And I want to play God power with. Uno don't know who, man, have all of these nuclear things. See? But I have so much things to play. I'm going to play the last video here for tonight. I want to listen to this good. What I sell out Jamaican you have to say. Listen to this.
Some major issue coming out of the leadership debate. He said that being born in Jamaica is not what necessarily makes you Jamaican. There's been widespread backlash online about
I don't know about any widespread backlash, Jovan. Everybody understands what I meant and what I said.
Of course, it was a widespread backlash. So you can't downplay the original talk. I don't know you feel a blood clot of a shark. Where the fuck you don't know? Well, if you know, you don't know, but we know he's a thief.
There are many Jamaicans, Giovanni.
What did you mean by that?
Oh, I thought it was clear. There are many Jamaicans who are overseas who chose Jamaica.
Listen to this.
They weren't born here.
I don't know if you listen, you know. That is why I'm going to go back for this. There's many people overseas who choose Jamaica, but them not born there. So Jamaica going to have some new set of people are coming. When I go see some new set of people, I go wonder where they come from. And no matter how far, I get to see them because I'm going to privatize the beach and make them alone can go there. Go enjoy, so I get to see them. So, you hear what I say? Some people overseas, I'm going to play it back from start. I have to. Listen what a sellout Jamaican I have to say. That I'm sellout Jamaican, I don't even know where he come from. Listen what the sellout Virgin I have to say.
Some major issue coming out of the leadership debate. He said that being born in Jamaica is not what necessarily makes you Jamaican. There's been widespread backlash online about
I don't know about any widespread backlash, Giovanni. Everybody understands what I meant and what I said. There are many Jamaicans, Giovanni.
What did you mean by that?
Oh, I thought it was clear. There are many Jamaicans who are overseas who chose Jamaica. They weren't born here. They have Jamaican parents, they have Jamaican connections, and they come to Jamaica to get their Jamaican passport.
They have Jamaican connection. So then come to Jamaica to get Jamaican passport. They sell citizenship. This look to me like you are sell citizenship, my boss. This to me look like you are sell citizenship. So that is why I can't explain some of the money because I got tired to you are selling citizenship. So some people where you don't want to come buy out this whole house where you and Julieta build up. So you have to sell some outside of people, you know, for them people if you keep a secret. So you sell the house and I sell citizenship with it. So the house and citizenship are come together like a package. I don't know. I'm going to play back from start. I'm going to listen for myself.
Some major issue coming out of the leadership debate. He said that being born in Jamaica is not what necessarily makes you Jamaican. There's been widespread backlash online about
I don't know about any widespread backlash, Giovanni. Everybody understands what I meant and what I said. There are many Jamaicans, Giovanni.
What did you mean by that?
Oh, I thought it was clear. There are many Jamaicans who are overseas who chose Jamaica. They weren't born here. They have Jamaican parents, they have Jamaican connections, and they come to Jamaica to get their Jamaican passport. They chose to have Jamaican citizenship. Are you saying they are not Jamaicans?
They are not blood clot Jamaican. Not because these whole house with John Julieta build up. I don't want to put people in them. So we are talking about Jamaican connection. So because somebody have connection in our country, that make him a Jamaican. So because enough of these people were on the beach in Jamaica, from Negril Point to Moran Point, we have connection in a different country. That make them a citizen of those country. Eh? This to me look like you sell citizenship with the house them on our bill. This to me like that you do. Allegedly. And so it seems to me they sell citizenship with house. So it seems to me. I say that you doing about. I say it come off to me. Because somebody overseas and should have Jamaican connection. He just come to the island and get in Jamaican passport just like that. What kind of connection he have so? So if a terrorist or a pedophile or a serial killer have a connection in Jamaica, I see you can use in connection and get Jamaican passport and come in Jamaica, all these human trafficking people, just because they have connection in Jamaica, And just come to Jamaica, get a Jamaican passport, and start operating human trafficking ring from out of Jamaica. This not sound right, not true? Not sound right. This is dangerous, man. So if somebody outside of Jamaica, and just because he have Jamaican connection, he can just come in the island, get a Jamaican passport and say, yeah, me a Jamaican now. What a blood clot danger this for people them. This is very dangerous. So when you look, you're going to have more outsiders in Jamaica than the native. Outsiders are go over. Jesus. So, because you see what them do? Them use the police to kill out most of Jamaican people. So, then can't go rebel again one time he populated with stranger. Because the stranger got more than them. So, it is a genocide that go on in Jamaica. And the Jamaica Labour Party supporter is a contribute to it. But when the revolution start, you better drink Red Bull and practice to fly. When the revolution start to the JLP supporters, we set up the whole of our life in this advantage. When the revolution start, you see, you drink Red Bull and practice to fly.
Look, we are all people who can reason, and we must be very careful when there are those who want to make political fodder, and we encourage it.
Everything you talk about people want to make political fodder. You know, save a fodder. You know, save a fodder about political. Everything you talk about people can make political fodder. Eh? Me say man disgraceful and stink your fuck. When you want an opposition leader, he go on with himself. And now him the Prime Minister, he want everybody to accept the fuckery him do. You want a lick by your nose, you do a baseball bat. One lick, whoop, by your nose. Make it just press out and hang down over your mouth.
Do you contemplate the statement in terms of being born in Jamaica?
No, Giovanni, I was very clear. There are persons who were not born in Jamaica, but who chose Jamaica. So I give you an example. Recently, I toured our consulate in the United States, and it was reported to me that there was a massive surge of persons seeking to get their Jamaican passport. In other words, they were choosing Jamaica.
A massive surge in saying America. And there's a massive surge of some people who's not Jamaican. All of a sudden now, they want to go and get Jamaica. They want to be a citizen of Jamaica. So this come like the police killing, the show to kill is a go ahead because it come like Jones collect some money to kill out the people them. This come like it come like in collect and get paid to kill out the people them to repopulate Jamaica.
Remember they said they want to bring in people.
So they want to kill out the native them to repopulate Jamaica. So you see them kill out the whole of the youth them. You see them kill out the whole of the youth them. And the labor rights is accomplice to these killing. So the labor rights supporters them for charge jointly with the government for this assassination of the youth them in Jamaica. Mighty God.
They weren't waiting. They wanted to get their Jamaican passport, and they wanted their children to have Jamaican passports. Those are Jamaicans too. So my statement is an accurate and correct statement. Of course, being born in Jamaica makes you a Jamaican. That's obvious. But there are people who are not born here, but they choose.
If this man is not a madman, me mad. I'm sure no someone a mad, so him have to be a madman. This sound like somebody sent Templeton, man. Eh? This sound like somebody sent Templeton. Talking God Almighty truth where God love. This sound like somebody writed. This man look like he fit for any country. Eh? And you see, I risk where I run the life, have this man I run the country. What a piece of risk to people know. Hey, you know what? Tomorrow I'm a day off. Cause you know say England them celebrate Christmas on a different level, you know. Different from Jamaica Christmas, you know, but them celebrate it. And it's personal to them. So for them Christmas I just have whole of food. You know, it's a busy day, busy time and all. Some of the time, like the next further down in this month, I go busy at work. So anyway, you hear what I say.
To exercise their right to Jamaican citizenship.
I'm mad, like a shad. Anyway, you look more here.
Well, this is the original Talk Your Mind TV. I'm Crazy J representing every time. Talk Your Mind, make them know. Circle talk your mind because you come for chat it up. Chat about Jamaica where the government mash up. Circle talk your mind because you're well dangerous. I me say corruption a lick and it a lick and it a lick. Me say corruption a lick, talk your mind, talk it. Me say corruption a lick and it a lick and it a lick. Me say corruption a lick, talk your mind, talk it. Hey, when corruption thing it a go stop. This a government a can't win back. SSL big E that thing that. You better bring back the 5 laptop. Investigation, we want know that. Mine your name dep on the top. So me say man why you a try hide that. I me say corruption a kick and it a kick and it a kick. Me say corruption a kick, talk your mind, talk it. Me say corruption